Hey everybody, Joshua Berngard here with Buzzer Real Estate. Thank you for tuning into our channel. I have brought a special guest, Amiel from Cypress Mortgage.
Hey guys.
We just did a deal that you need to hear about because we went through a roller coaster to get this thing done. Okay. And so I'll let you break down exactly what we went through and what the deal was first.
Okay, so these are people that wanted to buy a second home in Chicago. The buyer lives in California, and they had a hard time finding the place. They did finally find a place that they like, a condo in the South Loop, beautiful place. And there was just an enormous amount of back and forth. But the thing that's key is having a dream team of a great real estate agent, a good mortgage lender, and a solid buyer's attorney. And we were able to put this deal together and close on the dream home for these two people that are buying a second home with a daughter moving in and loving life in Chicago.
Now, give a little bit more detail about how we had the contract, then we had to buy a parking space with it, or the deal wasn't going to happen. We separated them. Then we put them, we had two different contracts, one for the parking space, one for the condo, which means there would have been more fees for the title company charging the seller of this, and they didn't like that at all. So then we had to try to combine it. But when we first put them together, we thought it could be done. Then it couldn't be done, lender-wise. But then it could be done. And I would like to know, tell them again, some people just think they go to Chase Bank, they go to their bank, and all of a sudden they get a loan, and it's so easy. Explain that it's not so easy.
So, this is really where what makes a difference is having a team that is experienced and knowledgeable and, cares about getting this done for the clients and for everybody at the table. So, what ended up happening with this buyer, who's, in the lending world referred to as a borrower, is they had complex income, okay? They had retirement income, but they were also working a part-time job. And what initially was going to be a deal that was not going to be that expensive because it was just the condo itself turned into a deal where they wanted to have, and they were perfectly qualified for that, it turned into a deal where both sides wanted to add the parking space to the condo, which meant a higher purchase price, which means a higher loan amount, which means that there had to be sufficient income from the borrower to qualify for the higher loan amount. Initially, underwriting said, this part-time income, we can't use all the income because it's part-time and they have a special way of calculating part-time income and it's inconsistent, the hours vary, and even though the Paystub says they make a certain amount, the underwriters were not going to use just what the Paystub said because the hours varied. I had to go back and forth with underwriting umpteen times and do really heavy analysis of exactly how many hours they're working, per pay period, per year, what the part-time contract says, to get the underwriters to accept a higher income amount, which was in reality an accurate amount of income that they have. Most lenders, most loan officers, if underwriting says, can't do it this way, we're done, that would be the end of the deal, and this deal would have fell through. So, I've been doing this for over 20 years. Fortunately, I was able to make a strong argument that a higher amount of income was going to be acceptable. And I persuaded, upper management of the credit team to accept my rationale. And we got the deal to work, even with a higher purchase price and the higher loan amount. So all's well that ends well, but it takes the dedicated team of experienced, knowledgeable people and, people that care.
100%. So guys, if you guys have a deal that it may be hard to make happen, this is your guy. Even if it's easy, even better. So I'll leave his information right after this. Give him a call, give him an email if you have questions right here. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Amiel from Cypress Mortgage.
Thank you for showing up.
All right, thanks.